So how did you become a lead designer on EverQuest?
Tenacity, I guess.
Hard work and
Outlast. Yeah, it's just you don't have to be better than everyone necessarily. You just have to outlast them. Oh yeah, I think the troubleshooting was invaluable. I don't think I could have put a price on what I learned from doing tech support at the university and here and other places too. It really helps you narrow down a problem, to try different solutions, not to get stuck on something and bang your head against it. There's always another thing you can try, and it's not a failure to need to go in a different direction to solve a problem. That your initial idea isn't necessarily the right idea. I think one of the first things I did was I was able to put mechanics on a raid in Plane of Time, and the idea I came up with was amazing in my head, but it didn't really play out that well. Like it didn't. what was going on was interesting, but it didn't change the player behavior at all as far as like how they needed to tackle that encounter to win. So there was no real impact from adding that mechanic. So that was a good lesson. If you're going to put a mechanic in an event, make sure that what you're doing something players notice and they need to react to it. Oh, there's a couple. I think I like Depths of Dark Hollow the most. I like the gothic horror theme. That was an expansion that had a lot of vampires and werewolves and undead, and we were able to fairly well hide the final antagonist in the expansion. This was tough to keep secret because it meant everybody from the artists to the designers to the programmers had to keep their lips sealed about who it was. But Mayong was the final bad guy, and we did a pretty good job of keeping that secret until players got there. That was probably Gates of Discord. It was challenging for a lot of different reasons. The team was pretty new at that point. A lot of the experienced staff had peeled off to go work on EQ2 or different projects, and so we were new, we were young, we were struggling to figure things out. We hadn't quite found our footing yet as far as like learning to use the tools and the best implementation practices. So there were a lot of days where you're banging your head against the wall trying to get something to work, and at 4 a.m. you're like, I give up, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I like to say that it's finding familiarity as well as finding something novel. You want it to be similar enough to what they already know to tap into nostalgia, to feature familiar faces and places and things they already recognize. So it still feels like EverQuest, but there needs to be enough of a twist in what you're doing and where you're going and what you're seeing, that it's not a carbon copy. And it's finding that balance between new-ish and nostalgic. We've got way better tools now. The scripting system has improved by leaps and bounds. When it was introduced when I first joined the team, it was pretty limited in what you could do and how you can do it. But over time we continue to get more script functions that allow us to read and modify more things in the game, so we can create more interesting content.